Welcome, message from the street. Today's topic, interesting, something a little bit different. You know, first of all, the topic is that there are some good Americans. I was brought up in a time where as though that race was an issue. It wasn't something that was spoke about a lot in my community, not even in my household. But as I got older, I noticed something and I didn't like it, and I became angry because I was dissatisfied. I felt that I had been slighted because of this race situation in the United States. But as I have gotten older and I have different experiences and I have met people personally from different nationalities and ethnic groups and things of that nature. And the first occurrence happened when I moved to Denver, Colorado. So I was dealing with European, so-called whites or Caucasians, Hispanic people, and I was brought up in Washington, D.C., and Washington, D.C. was, for the most part, segregated. And this was different, yet I was apprehensive at first, but then I learned some things and I seen that, you can't judge or make assessment on a whole nation of people because of a few people behavior, even if the few people are a part of the governing factors, because the governing factors, their decisions affect the marginalized people. And at that time, we were in poverty. Even though we had a house, my father had a car, had clothes on the back, and food in my stomach, the basic necessities, but there was no American dream at the end of the road. But I'll just say that to set a foundation. Now I work in an environment where I see people from all across the world. I talk to people. I know people got their game faces on and things of that nature, and they present what they want people to see. But I am a pretty good determiner of people's character from my own perspective. And I have met people, again, from all over the world. And I have come to a conclusion in this day and time is that, it's not about your nationality, your ethnicity, your so-called race. It's about the quality of your mind. And a lot of people have been programmed with misinformation about people of other nationalities and other cultures because of fear and a strategic maneuver by the governing factors or those that will benefit for people being separated, people being angry at one another, people fighting, trying to take one another lives, disrespect, people just because of their nationality. May you be so-called white, so-called black, so-called Hispanic, or any nationality. There has been a ploy that separate people from people. We got a language barrier, and that's real important because communication is big. But when you start to be able to communicate with people or even observe people and see that people genuinely have love for people in most cases, or they want to respect you, or they want to don't want to be a hindrance to your development. We do have those that have been programmed with hatred, programmed with misinformation, programmed with mental software that are actually viruses on their minds. What can we do about that? It's not too much that we can do about that, but we got to know for sure that all people are not the same. All so-called black people are not good. All so-called white people are not bad. All so-called Spanish people or Hispanic people or Latino people are not thieves and poor and things of that nature. There's a little bit of behavior and character differences or low vibration character in every nationality of people. And when you take a whole nationality or whole ethnic group of people and classify them because of the behavioral experiences you have with a few people, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're actually lying to yourself. And then you begin to lie to people that are in your immediate circle, even your children, your parents, family members, so forth and so on. Not saying that you lying about your particular experience, but when you develop a disdain to the point of hatred of a whole group of people because of some crazy information or some situation that happened with a few people or a couple of people or one person, that's not intelligent. And this is what's going on with a lot of the experiences with so-called white nationalists, black nationalists, Hispanic nationalists. I just now heard a dude the other day, a boxer dude, was expressing how much he hated so-called blacks, he hated so-called Jews and so forth and so on. And I was thinking to myself, I said, man, this man got the mind of the slave master. He has been misled, deceived, programmed, misinformed, and by him looking at everybody else sideways, it's a clear indicator that he hates himself. And that's just like with the KKK, the Proud Boys, Black Nationalist group, any hate group, the hatred starts within themselves. You can't hate people unless you got hatred within you. And some people may say, well, that's not a bad thing. They try to say God hate. But you know what? That's all about an interpretation and a paradigm that a person would like to associate with the Creator. They say, well, it says it right here. Again, association, paradigm, interpretation. Because I look at those same statements that people say that God hates and use the word fear. The fear of the Most High. The fear. When you become, not fear, my bad, respect. You got to respect. Respect, man. And that's the main barrier between communities and people. Don't nobody respect nobody. Everybody trying to get over on everybody. And we learned this vicious game from the overlords, the governing factors. A lot of things that you see that's happening on the streets, they're doing it in a high echelon of the government on a technical level, but it's a reflection thing. And it's common sense. You know, the people are doing what the government is doing it in their own way, on their own level. The government's stealing, so the people stealing. The government, they're lying to the people. Every day they get up on those podiums in those states, they lying. Every day, every time, every newscast, they lying, so the people lie. Am I saying that the government is responsible for the people behaving? In some way. Not 100%, because the people got to make decisions for themselves. But it's just like if you got a child, and you raise a child up in an environment, and this child is off the hook, off the chain, you know, ratchet, or whatever the destructive behavior may be, that child learned that from somewhere. And learned behavior in the mental state is a form of a mental prison, and sometimes people live their whole lives and never break free from those prisons. That's facts. So the things that a lot of people have learned, you know, by mimicking the government, yeah, it is detrimental, and the government has been a bad babysitter in a sense, a bad guardian because of their corrupt ways, stealing, lying, raping, robbing, taking people's lives, all that. And then they expect the society to be something different. It doesn't work like that. This thing is a thing of mathematics and science. And the science saying that we have a corrupt high order of operation, and that's why everything is haywire on the lower levels. Yes, the people do have to take their responsibilities because of the choices that we make. The people do have the power and the ability to even overflow the detrimental demonstration of the government. But the people been poisoned so much, they don't know if they're coming or going. Yet, again, the people has the answer to the cancer. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my point of view. Bring you this message of love, bring you this message of peace, love, and goodwill to all. Higher ways of thinking and doing things to be our best selves. Not as just individuals, but as a community, as a family, as humanity. Oneness.